Dear students and parents, welcome to the TestprepKart channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about how one should prepare for the KCET, that is Karnataka Common Entrance Test. So this video, we are going to cover the following topics. First of all, I will give you a general outline of what steps or what things you should keep it in mind for your preparation, and towards the end of the video, I will be discussing subject-wise certain tips that can help you prepare well for this KCET examination, especially in the year 2021. So let's begin, but first I would request you to please subscribe to the TestprepKart channel and watch the other videos related to this topic, that is KCET examination, and certain other topics that you might be preparing, certain other exams for which we have made videos on the TestprepKart YouTube channel. Go and just have a look at those videos. And in case by the end of this video you have any questions left, you can actually put it in the comment section and those queries will be addressed. So let's begin with this video. And I will give you certain tricks will actually smoothen your preparation for the KCET examination, the upcoming exam, for which I hope you would have already filled up the application form. You can refer to my other video which is about the application process for KCET. Now, you should be very thorough with the syllabus. No matter which subject it is, you should be very thorough with the syllabus. It should be on your tips. That will actually help you while you're going through various standard books. It will help you to have an idea of what your emphasis should be on which topics. Then focus on important chapters. So you know that the more you focus on those higher scoring parts, the better your chances to score better. Now prepare a study plan for that. Study plan actually helps you manage the topics that you find difficult by actually studying them time over and again. And the easier ones could also be revised once in a while. So that is how you can manage the time through a study plan. So please do that. Now, regular revision is very much required. There are many topics that once you read, you will find that you are satisfactorily understanding what's given in there in the topic, but you may forget it towards the exam. So please do revise them. Make a weekly schedule. If you cannot manage a weekly schedule, at least make a monthly schedule for each of those subjects: physics, chemistry, maths. Now keep your facts clear. You should be very clear with the facts, because in the examination when you are given a multiple choice options, you may actually tend to get confused among the closely related options. So please keep your facts clear and solve previous year question papers and mock tests to give you an idea of how the same topics of the syllabus could actually be asked in different ways in different kinds of questions. Now, time management, last but not the least, is a tip from my side, which will help you score well, because if you are able to distribute the time that you have had hand in this 2021 KCET examination, you can better manage it and be able to make it much more productive. So now, how to crack KCET 2021 exam without coaching? I will be giving you certain general outlines through this video. So first of all, what you can do is that you need to have the right attitude, and it should be supported with a smart strategy that can actually help you out to ace the examination, right? So I hope that every one of you wants to ace this examination, and this strategy is precisely going to help you with that. So please do complete the video. First, I had told you as one of the tips to be thorough with your syllabus. So what does that mean? It is that exam syllabus have various topics that are important to cover, right? And there is chapter-wise weightage that helps you perform better at the KCET exam pattern. So the Department of Pre-University Education of Karnataka has prescribed a KCET syllabus, and it's similar to that 10 first year and second year pre-university courses. So the exam syllabus covers topics from physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. You should be thorough with each and every subject, no matter which subject interests you more, but at least you should be thorough with the syllabus of each and every one of those. Now, the second important tip is focus on important chapters. So once you are thorough with the syllabus, the next thing in your mind should be focusing on important chapters. So it's always recommended to cover the complete exam syllabus, referring to some of the chief topics. Chief means prominent or important topics that are more probable to figure up in the examination. This will help you score better, right? So important chapters of KCET are listed based on the number of times it actually showed up in the question papers in the previous year examinations. So once the KCET syllabus has been thoroughly revised by you, you can take a glance at the KCET important topics in chapter wise weightage. So please do not do this thing that ignore other topics and just go through the important topics. You thoroughly go through the syllabus, revise it once, and then focus upon the important topics which are more output based questions. It can help you fetch more marks. Now, because these topics have more weightage in the exam, so focusing on them will help you score more, and it will yield better results for you in the upcoming KCET 2021 examination. Now, I would also request you to please prepare a study plan. So study plan is well strategized plan, and it's basically for both long-term and short-term goals. Short-term means on a daily basis what you are going to do. You are very clear about it. The first thing you wake up in the morning is look at your study plan. And in the long term also, it will help you cover your syllabus in a satisfactory manner and in a comfortable manner. So it will streamline your examination preparation in that regard, and also help you evaluate the performance basis as the progress in the preparation is made. So it is recommended to start with early exam preparation, and you will have enough time by the time the examination arrives. So right now you have close to 2.5 months. I guess this is good enough time period for you to make a comprehensive study plan. Now, the fourth tip from my side as a trick how to prepare for this KCET examination is that regular revision is required. More than being regular, it's recommended that timely revisions are done, right? And it could be monthly, as your comfort level or convenience level could be, how your grasping power is, how much you could retain. That would actually serve to determine how much revisions you require. Now, please be very clear about it, this thing about yourself. And sometimes due to lack of revision, you tend to lose out grip on the topics, even that you have studied well. So now, if it is repeated many number of times, it will help you retain it and will make your preparation much easier. But please do make notes for the revision purpose as well, right? So that notes come handy before the examination for you, and also you would not get nervous that you have to cover so many books. You will have sleek notes made by your own handwriting, and that can help you a lot. Now, keep your facts clear. What do I mean by that? Try to keep all the facts clear and leave no scope of doubts. In case you have any doubts, you should make all the efforts through the net and other sources that may be at your disposal to get those facts checked and have clarity on them. Now, so it is important and advisable to do away with all the doubts before you go to the exam, for you to be able to perform better in the exam. Certain expert faculty can actually help you with those doubts. You can put those doubts in Google and you can get some expert checked answers as well. So try having all these ways and get your answers. Solve previous year papers and mock tests. Now, every exam topper has these mock tests and sample papers that they refer to, right? So it should be a good quality sample papers. Somebody who is provisioning you with good quality content in those mock test papers based upon the previous year exam patterns. And this will also tend to it will tend to eliminate last minute surprises when you are going into the exam and you suddenly glance through certain questions that you think were not part of the trend based upon the previous year papers, right? So solving previous year papers is also very much important, and it gives you the idea about the type of questions that Karnataka Examination Authority of late has been asking in the various examinations, physics, chemistry, mathematics of KCET, and you can compile a list of KCET important topics based upon that as well. Now, time management, as I told, as one of the tips and tricks for you, is very much important. It plays an important role when devising a study plan on how to crack KCET without coaching. So if you are not going for coaching, time management becomes of utmost importance for you. And with time management, what you can do is you can devote equal time to all topics across all the sections. And also, it will give you enough time to solve mock tests as well, which I, at the cost of repetition, have emphasized that how much important it is to go through mock tests to eliminate last time surprises in the examination. And also, it will help you in a better revision, multiple times of revision. So, devising a timetable is highly advisable. It will help candidates to gain expertise in the skill of time management, and make sure that you strictly follow that schedule and do not make changes unless and until required. Now, this was all about the certain general tips for all the subjects in the KCET. Now, for some subject specific tips, I would like to give you, say for example, for chemistry. So before starting your preparation for chemistry, a copy of chemistry syllabus should be there with you. It should come handy with you, and so that you have an idea of all that needs to be prepared for this chemistry exam at least. Usually the chemistry exam is on the same day as the physics exam. So you can plan accordingly in your timetable, and having a full-fledged knowledge of the syllabus of the exam will give you insights into the topics from which questions can be asked probably in this year's examination. So for many years from chemistry section, direct questions are based upon the equations and reactions, right? So you should be very well versed with them. Do revise them multiple number of times as far as chemistry is concerned. Some of the major topics that will have to be covered by the candidates for practicing chemistry is organic, inorganic, physical chemistry, right? So these are certain major topics that will have to be covered by the candidates. And for revision and time management, you must practice various kinds of sample papers, as is the case for the other subjects as well. Now, coming for physics, I would like to give you certain specific tips that can come very handy before the examination. Please do follow them. That is my humble request. Physics is one of the most important subjects and tricky as well for many of you aspirants. So I hope many of you will be able to relate when I say that it's quite a tricky subject for you. Now, it's tricky in KCET examination to crack physics. It's much more trickier than 10+2. And some of the topics that will have to be covered for practicing physics will be modern physics, mechanics, electromagnetism, heat and thermodynamism, optics, and mechanical waves. So when you sit down to prepare your physics section, and more so when you find it much more trickier than other subjects or than other students who are competing with you, then your focus should be on making an exam taking strategy before actually appearing for the entrance exam. So you can actually write a whole mock test for 1 hour 20 minutes duration, which is the duration of the examination for physics. That will actually go a long way in actually preparing you for the real examination. So make sure that you do this before you go into the actual examination. And it is important for the candidate to improve their speed solving skills. So you need to have good speed for solving the physics section, and that is what you need to focus while you mock those tests, right? Now, candidates must make a complete list of formula, derivations, and experiments. So that it is very much required again. Make a complete list of all the formulas, derivations, and equations, and it should be remembered or memorized by you by heart. Now, keep it handy with yourself all through the revision. Please do not keep it in a separate place. Always keep it in your study table while you are revising all those topics of the physics section. All those formulas, equations should come handy with you, the derivations and everything that goes with it. Now, revise all the concepts in physics regularly. That is what my advice will be for you. Particularly, one may find that topics like semiconductors, interference, and waves have some extra theory, and they should be prepared separately. So please do keep it in mind and just note it down. I repeat, semiconductor, interference, and waves. These are certain topics that have some extra theory, and therefore the notes for them should be prepared separately. Now, coming to mathematics, which even I found to be very tricky in my school days. So for mathematics, and I am quite sure that many of you aspirants for the KCET examination would not be very confident about mathematics as a subject. So what you can do is for your KCET preparation for maths, one of the most important things while you are preparing for maths section is to brush up your concepts, formulae, much more than in physics. So even at the cost of repetition, let me tell you that for mathematics also you need to do the same thing. You need to brush up your concepts, formulae, and fundamentals. All these concepts, formulas, and fundamentals you need to be well versed with. One of the best ways to clear your fundamentals is to solve different types of questions regularly. So for mathematics, much more practice is required usually. Apart from the mock tests, on a daily level, all kinds of general common questions also you need to practice as much as you can. Not only it improves your skills for solving ability, but also it brushes up your concepts, formulas, and fundamentals that you actually need to apply in the examination, and you have just gone through the theory. But by practicing those questions, those common questions, you can actually build up those speed of the solving skills and memorize the formulas, the concepts, and the fundamentals in mathematics in a much better way. So I hope it is much more clear as a preparation strategy for KCET mathematics. For mathematics, candidates must have solved as many questions as possible before the entrance examination, and you have to progressively ensure that your speed by the time of the examination, and you actually have to improve it. So note the progression, how you take less time in questions as your preparation progresses. So your working time for each problem should actually gradually decrease, and this is what you need to note down, right? So some of the topics that will have to be covered for practicing maths are integral calculus, algebra, coordinate geometry, trigonometry, differential calculus, statistics, and mathematical reason. So I repeat, please note it down, these topics. These are topics that will have to be covered for practicing in mathematics with particular emphasis. Integral calculus, algebra, coordination geometry, differential calculus, trigonometry, statistics, and mathematical reason. So these topics that you just noted down will have to be covered for you by you for mathematics practice, right? Now, last but not the least, while practicing for KCET, that is Karnataka Common Entrance Test, candidates should make it a point to revise the prescribed topics as many times as possible in order to feel confident about their exam preparation. So the more you revise, not only will it memorize and consolidate all those equations, fundamentals in your memory, but also it will serve to boost your confidence so that you are able to focus much better and prepare much well before the examination. So, nutshell, if I summarize all the tricks that I've told you through the entire length of this video, and I hope you have watched the complete video, and still if you remain with any questions, you can unhesitatingly put up in the comment section, and all your doubts will be addressed by the TestprepKart team. But just let me summarize all the tips, the general tips that I gave you for the exam preparation. You should be thorough with the syllabus. Then second, you should be focusing on the important chapters. Once you are thorough with the syllabus, go for the selected ones. Prepare a study plan for all of this and do regular revisions as according to that study plan itself. So do as many regular revisions as possible for you, and keep your facts pretty much clear. That's at most important. Solve previous year papers and mock tests. Again, it will provide you a lot of practice, and once you are doing really well in those, it will boost your confidence tremendously. Let me assure you that. And time management again is very much important. So how you have to manage this, because if you're not doing coaching, the right attitude is much required for a smart strategy that only can help you crack this examination or ace in this examination and yield much better results than you otherwise would. Now, these tricks, I hope throughout the length of this video, will actually help you come up with a study plan to crack KCET even without coaching, right? So focusing on important chapters, preparing a study plan, and then going about it through regular revisions and keeping your facts clear and solving previous year papers and mock tests and time management is all what that you need to do. And I have then told you tips about chemistry, physics, and mathematics, individual tips as according to the syllabus for those subjects as well. Towards the end of this video, I would like to thank you so much for staying tuned through the video, and I would like to wish you all the best for your upcoming KCET Karnataka Common Entrance Test examination in the year 2021. Wish you all the best and thank you so much.